Welcome to this video on setting up hierarchies in Totara Learn. Hierarchies are used to map out the structure of your positions and organisations, essentially the structure of what people do and where they do it. In this video, we'll look at creating a position hierarchy, but the steps are the same for other hierarchies too. We'll start by going to the Site Administration menu and selecting Hierarchies. Here you can see the 4 different hierarchies you can create in Totara Learn. I'll choose Positions, and then Manage Positions. The first thing you need to do is to create the position framework, which is the container for your hierarchy. This is the one step that must always be done manually. Everything after this point can be populated using HR import if you prefer. Remember too that you can have multiple hierarchies, which each need their own framework. For example, you might set up one framework for internal staff and another for customers if you offer training to both. When you have 2 frameworks, you can provide separate reporting to the users within each framework so they only see information relevant to them. I'll add a new framework and give it a name. This is only seen by other administrators to let them know what the framework is. I'll also give the framework a unique ID. This is used if you want to pull in positions via HR import. You've got the option to enter a description if required and then save the new framework. My framework has been added, but it's still blank. I now need to add my positions to it. I'll select Add New Positions. You must enter the name of the position. It's recommended to give the position a unique ID number too. Your HR system may already have this. This ID number is used to identify the position in the framework for future updates. You can also use it if you upload users via HR import, where you can specify their position by using this ID. Again, you can optionally add a description. Some organisations allow users to browse hierarchies to understand more about development opportunities and the structure of the company. If that would be useful on your site, adding a description here is a good idea. Once you've done so, save your position. The position has now been created in the framework. Although we won't go into competencies and goals in this video, you can also assign those to the position from the screen. I'll go back to my framework and add a second position. This screen has changed slightly because I now have the option to assign a parent to the position I'm adding. This is how you create your hierarchy. I'll add the position of Director and indicate that this position sits below the CEO position. As before, I'll enter a unique ID and then save. When I return to the framework, I can see my 2 positions listed. The indent shows that the Director position sits beneath the CEO position in the hierarchy. I can continue adding positions manually like this, or I can add them in bulk. All the positions which sit beneath a certain parent in the hierarchy can be added in one go here. I'll add the position that report into the Director position. When I save this, you can see that the 3 new positions have been added into the hierarchy, below the Director position. There's also a toggle button, which allows you to show and hide more details about the positions in the hierarchy here, such as the type and description. You could also use HR import to import this structure if you prefer. This can be best for long and complicated hierarchies. Let's assume I've now completed my hierarchy. The only thing that's left to talk about is types. Types are used to classify positions and gather data about them. They are optional and some sites don't use them. They're useful if you need to classify any report on positions or organisations by type. For example, in a healthcare setting, you might want to be able to compare users in medical versus administrative organisations or positions. Let's imagine that my organisation runs lots of different projects, and I have different staff trained in different types of project management. I can add a new type, and then use types to describe the different types of project management skills. The first might be Agile, and if I add another, the next might be Prince 2. Other examples might be to use types to record pay grades, cost centres, management responsibility, or the reporting level of certain positions. If you're using an organisation hierarchy, you might use types to differentiate between the types of organisation, such as satellite offices, divisions, geographical areas, or site location. The great thing is, it's entirely up to you. The last thing to do is to classify your positions by their type. I'll go back to my framework, and then select the gear icon next to the position I want to update. Now I've added my types, I have the option to choose a type for the position. The available types are displayed, so I'll choose the one I need, and confirm my choice. I'll save my changes, and return to my framework. So that's how to add a hierarchy framework, add positions or organizations, which are done in the same way, and use types to classify them. Why not start planning your hierarchies today?